Welcome to readers, viewers, and listeners. Welcome to this live edition of the Autistic SuperBlog's The Hot Take. This one is going to be a continuation of something I mentioned before about yesterday, about it not being April Fool's, but being about National Autism Acceptance Month. Some people might think that it's Autism Awareness Month, and that's perfectly fine too. But for me and other Spectrumites, I'm sure we can all agree that we need acceptance in our lives. I just want to something that I was doing today that really struck me out of nowhere on a day like today is the fact that I was watching Hayao Miyazaki's Kiki's Delivery Service at the local Orpheum in town, which is a movie theater. One of the things that I thought about that was just how much support, love, and friendship that a young witch in training had to build up in such a short amount of time. How many friends, how many people that she impacted, both good and bad. Um, how supportive they were, how supportive those friends and people were to someone who is an outsider. And I think that's something that all Spectrumites can deal with. I feel like that's something that all Spectrumites deal with on more than one occasion. Neurotypicals deal with that too. It's the equivalent of being in a new country where you don't know anyone, don't know a person in the community. You have to start all over again from scratch. And you have to learn a new language, you have to learn new customs, you have to learn new ways of doing things. There's a term for that, and it's called culture shock. The chats are open just in case you guys want to leave a line. But I just wanted to say that we all need support at various times in our lives. I've mentioned this on the Autistic Superblog and .wordpress.com, and it's something that that I mentioned in my links of hope that I did yesterday. One of the things I want to explain by me doing this video is I want to be able to be that voice of support. I want to be that voice of hope. I want to be that voice of just being there for other people when they need it. Even when other people need that same support as well. Even when I need that same support too. One of the things I feel the need to talk about is just how much our community has grown in the past. I mean, take it from 40 years ago, when I was a child. There were no there were no there was no internet. There was no there was no internet. There was no there wasn't broadband. There wasn't internet. There wasn't anything like in the 1980s. If you missed something, that was on you. Even if everyone was talking about it, you were left in the dark because it was all on you. I can only imagine what it was like. I can only imagine what it was like for people that were older than I am. Much we've grown, like both technology and both information and in supports. I mean, what Spectrumite doesn't need support? I mean, myself included. As I mentioned on the Autistic Super blog before, I need help with finances. I need help with certain things, but I've always been admiring about how open people are to talk about things with me. How open people are to see me as inspiration, which is kind of a blessing and a curse. I mean, I have no problem dealing with being an inspiration. It's just that when it gets watered down, it can get a little overwhelming, and it's something that I take great pride in, but it's something that I wish would have changed. I wish. I mean, we all know about the example of Dr. Temple Grandin about how she was speaking to the autistic community, to neurotypicals, and she did so well, and still continues to do so well, that that it's that it really explains just how much we've grown over the past. I mean, we have several we have several people besides Dr. Temple Grandin, which gotta say, I remember seeing Temple Grandin at an autism event locally several years ago, and she was just a joy. I mean, she was just literally a joy to be around. Like, to just to know that there's someone there that has been through that situation, who knows what you're going through, and who feels and who feels you, who understands you. I mean, look at where we are right now. We've got plenty of support. We've got plenty of technology. We've got plenty of people speaking for us and with us, myself included. I can name like Grasp. I could talk about ASA. I could talk about the Artman Hudson. I could talk about I could talk about individuals. Like, I know a wonderful friend of mine who's a great speaker. I won't mention the individual's name to protect their privacy, but there's one other person I want to talk about, who's really been a support and, in my eyes, has been an inspiration for me. He's the author of two books, Atypical, not the TV series, although that's great too, and also Getting a Life with Asperger's syndrome. His name is Jesse Saperstein, and by the way, it's his birthday today. So happy birthday, Jesse! Um, I just wanted to I just felt the need to get the words out there, to say that there is so much support in our world today. There's so much support. There's so much love. There's so much camaraderie that we get from the internet, and it's always nice to know that people are there to help us when we need to. But it's also nice to support each other when we need to. Um, um, and I know that that life is difficult, and yeah, it is what it is. But the one thing I always like to the one thing I always like to talk about is trying to be positive. You might have noticed in my recent blog post that I always try to be positive when I can. Um, and when it comes to support, when it comes to being voices for other people, we need some support. We need more support. We need more people talking for us. We need more people talking with us. We need more people to explain the world in a way that we can understand. Um, and yes, I can come from other people. I can come from family, from friends, from DSPs, and I mentioned a lot of them. But I only do so only to make sure to highlight just what we need in terms of support, what we need in terms of being our own individual. Hey, Glenn. So the chat's open just in case. But I just wanted to give and I just wanted to give my support to all the Spectrumites. This is a time for our weirdness, for our quirks, our uniqueness to be celebrated, not just today, but every day. I mean, how many times do you think how many times have we felt that we're all alone? But we have to remind ourselves that people are there with us, and that we're not alone, and that we're not on an island unto ourselves. That we need to build bridges, not only between communities, but also between other people. I can say from experience, I mean, myself included, I mean, I'm lucky to be in the supportive community that I'm in. I'm lucky to have the friends that I have, and I'm lucky to have the community that I'm in that really cares about me and really appreciates and respects me as an individual. who sometimes may not see my quirks, but they know that they're there. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to all the Spectrumites out there, myself included. That I mean to say that you're not, that you're not alone, that your uniqueness is matters, that you matter as an individual, as a Spectrumite and others, but you also matter to others that are around you. So just wanted to get that out there. I hope I hope everyone has a great World Autism Acceptance Month. As well as today. So stay strong, stay weird, stay awesome, and as always, shine on.